I don't have anything clever to say. I'm just excited to be back, and I'm sure that everyone else is as well. Welcome back to Scion Godsend. We have no announcements at the moment. Again, hope everyone had a happy New Year and a happy holiday season and all that good stuff. But like I said, I'm just happy to be back, so let's go ahead and jump into our introduction, shall we?
Hello. What?
I think we're off to a great start today. I, for one, am not only excited to be here, I'm looking forward to a year of change and headbutting.
Congratulations, humans! You've made it one more year around your star. Let's hope that nothing happens in March. Side note, did you know that March and November are the two most likely months Earth is to be hit by asteroids? And on more than one occasion, you haven't noticed the asteroids?
That tracks. My ex-wife's birthday was in March.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? I was gonna say something clever. Oh yeah, like the Chief Cave story or something, but that stopped. Y'all missed the last one anyway. Just go to the next person.
Hello there. Welcome back. Yeah, that's really all I got. If I remember correctly, and we'll go over the recap in a minute. Some of us are in a lot of pain, so let's yeah.
Well said, and welcome back, everyone. It's gonna be, we're back. It's time. As you guys can tell, we are back and the same as ever. There was no improvement over the New Year's. It's not spontaneous. We hope that you guys enjoy the show. So let's jump right into it. Back into this episode of Scion Godsend. Gregor, if you would kindly, it's been a few weeks. If you need some assistance, by all means.
Last session was actually very easy. We started a fight with Manspeaker. Charles gets taken out. Gideon smashes Manspeaker. I get taken out. Thalis finds out where Manspeaker is. Gideon gets taken over. Gideon smashes Thalis and me and tries to hit MAJIN. MAJIN runs away like a little bitch. Charles frees Gideon. Manspeaker dies. Charles runs away to go say hi to a dragon.
Except for the use of certain words and particularly the phrase "taken out," gotta be careful when you throw that out because that means you guys are knocked unconscious.
I was actually taken out, so
you were. You absolutely.
And I would argue that the effect was effectively the same as being taken out.
With that being said, we're going to jump right back into it. We are not beginning exactly where we left off. It is 10 minutes later. Our heroes are relatively scattered. So let's begin with Gideon. It is 10 minutes later. Last we saw you, you had went outside and dispersed the group of New York's homeless, New York's unbound and unchained. Where are you now 10 minutes later?
Well, I mean, I'd like to clarify, the unbound aren't just limited to the homeless and destitute.
Well, absolutely, yes.
So just to clarify, okay, we don't discriminate. We'll take capitalists too. They're reformed. So it's my understanding that Charles had somewhere to be after the incident. He has an obligation he has to undertake. As for me, I will be well, I believe that Charles is going to be looking for a body of water anyway. And I'm not sure which one he's going for, but we are in New York, and so there is an ocean right there. So I will likely be heading in that direction myself, as now that Manspeaker is dealt with and the aftermath of that is none of my damn business. I have important matters to discuss with important beings in the universe.
Understood. So, Charles,
How hard is it to find a goat in New York, by the way?
where would you find a goat in New York?
I don't. Well, not only do I not know, Gideon doesn't know where one might find a goat, but I feel like maybe there's a zoo.
Yeah, you can. So as
There's certainly a zoo.
within those 10 minutes, you could have inquired some of the Unbound of New York. Where could he find a goat at this hour? To which you would be pointed in the direction of the zoo. And we'll get to that very shortly. So that is where you're headed, correct?
Yeah, the zoo.
Excellent.
Near a traumatized cougar exhibit.
Yeah. A very demasculated cougar. Next, let's check in on Majin. Majin, where are you 10 minutes after the man speaker incident?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I with Charles running off and Gideon running off, yeah, I probably, I don't know, be helping out, cleaning up, maybe dispersing crowds around my bike. Yeah.
Understood. Majin, then I would say, well, we'll get to that very shortly. You helping out dispersing crowds, any of the leftover collateral, the broken Carnegie Hall, assisting the anyone who may be injured. Thalis, where are you? 10 minutes after the man speaker incident.
Well, 10 minutes afterwards, if probably by that point in time, I believe Gregor and I were going to be, for lack of a better term, raiding the dead guy's closet. Seeing if we could find anything that might. Well, I do need a disguise if I'm gonna try to pass myself off as this dude. And I'm sure he's got a nicer suit than the one I'm wearing currently, considering he led that to be destroyed, which a little salty about. But he's dead. What am I gonna do?
Mm-hmm. So raiding his stuff, basically finding his clothing.
Yes.
Okay. Gregor, where do we find you 10 minutes after the man speaker incident?
So, given that man speaker was a individual of the mythos, I want to make sure that none of that stuff kind of gets left behind for mortals to find. So I'm gonna be doing what Thalis is doing, but I'm looking for any any unsavory things that of my pantheon that he might have left behind. Given the corrupting nature of this individual, I would not be surprised if he did that as a backup.
Understood. So we have the position of all of our heroes. Let's begin with you, Charles. Where do you run off to? What body of water do you head toward?
There is a pond approximately a block away from the the theater that we were at, so I'd probably just run straight there.
Okay. Within those 10 minutes, of course, you get there. I would say those of you outside can definitely hear the sound of sirens. New York's police department will be at Carnegie Hall very shortly. Charles, that's not your problem right now, is it?
No, I honestly, even if I was there, I don't think the police department would be my problem in the first place. But be that as it may, no. I'm worried about talking to Dragon Daddy.
You arrive at the pond. You've done this before. You've spoken with him in this manner before. You know that you need to place the sword into the body of water, and it will grant you access to a sort of, we'll call it a video screen on the water's surface.
I will sheath the blade in the water.
It shimmers out. You can see these sparks of lightning echo across its surface. Ryujin's face becomes very clear in a matter of seconds. Charles,
Hey, you called?
Busy morning?
Quite not the busiest morning I've had, but certainly in the top 5.
Would you like to fill me in?
Yeah, sure. We found the King in Yellow. We figured out he was actually man speaker. He was going to be doing a thing at Carnegie Hall, and we killed him.
Did you happen to kill anybody else along the way, Charles?
I did not. I beat the butt fucking brakes off of someone who kidnapped my fate bound, but didn't kill him.
That's why I'm calling, Charles.
Oh, okay.
Those
Yeah, he's not dead. He's still very much alive.
You've interfered in the Long's mission to assassinate the man speaker.
Oh, well, is it interference if we assassinated him anyways?
Do you have... What you've done here is less an assassination. The news has spread so quickly. Carnegie Hall is ruined. You realize that, correct?
It wasn't ruined when I left it.
Charles, there's a hole in the building. The whole...
There are holes in every
Grand
building. That's how you
Theater.
get in the buildings, Ryujin.
Charles, the Grand Theater is shattered.
Right, but one of my friends is very good at making things, and I'm sure he can repair it.
This is less an assassination and more a blatant murder. You realize that, right? Do you have a plan, Charles?
As far as the King in Yellow thing went, yeah. That was the plan. Was to blatantly murder him, replace him with a duplicate of sorts, and utilize the duplicate to like slowly ebb away at the influence that the King in Yellow had as man speaker.
How will you explain the destruction, Charles?
I dropped my pen. Listen, I don't have an answer for all of these things right now. Like,
That's the problem.
I didn't put the hole there.
But one of your allies did. Your motley crew, your band, did. We're in a war, Charles. The dragons cannot afford the attention that has been just shifted over to us.
How would this pull any attention to the dragons?
Our agents were there to do exactly what you did, Charles, just quieter. We operate in secret. We operate in shadows.
They killed my fate bound. I thought as an agent of you, that would be a direct transgression against you.
Did you exercise your right in the hierarchy? Did you show them your badge?
Yes. They immediately knew who I came from. They immediately knew who I was. And they tried mocking me for it right up until the point where I headbutt all of their armor and weapons off of their body.
This is messy, Charles, and we cannot afford mess. Myself, most of all, I cannot afford mess. What is the plan? You said that someone was going to be taking Manspeaker's place.
Yeah, that's essentially the plan. And then probably wave this off as a failed assassination.
Has he studied Manspeaker's mannerisms? Has he researched, has he watched the footage of his dogma,
Yes.
everything he preaches? Can he pass this off?
Yes, he can.
You're confident in this?
I am confident in this.
speak to no one. You cannot be tied to this. If they tie you to this, they will find me at the end of it as well. And my allegiances will be questioned.
Okay, well, to the best of my knowledge, all of the evidence of us attacking the agents via footage and things like that has been erased with guards that we put into place. And with that being the case, I'll just steer clear.
This can't happen again, Charles. I need to know more of what your operations are.
I feel like this was failed communication on all parts. I had no idea that we had people placed there in the first place.
There may be a time very shortly, Charles, that these issues with communication will no longer be a problem. When that comes to pass, that means that the lines will be much more clear with this war. You will be forced to choose. You understand that, don't you?
Yeah, I understand that.
Consider this a verbal warning. I don't wish to babysit you, Charles. I know the nature of who you are. You are a free spirit. And I would not stifle that. But we are in a war. You have to remember that.
Absolutely. I've taken care of all of my personal affairs to make sure that I can better serve you. So point me to whoever you want me to bring to their knees for you, and I will.
The individual that you didn't kill. He is a servant of a close associate of mine.
Would you like me to take him back to your close associate?
No.
Okay.
I need you to apologize.
Okay. Can do.
I'll be in touch very shortly, Charles.
Okay.
The water dissipates. Ryujin's face fades. With that, Charles, you've completed, I believe, your deed for this?
Yes. Yes, I have.
You may upgrade your legend as all of you, or rather you have completed a full set of deeds. You now are at Legend 3, correct?
Yep.
Excellent. You and I will go over what that means after the session.
Fantastic. Well, with that being said, guess I'm going to... This put me in a predicament. I'm not supposed to go towards Carnegie Hall, but I'm supposed to go to the guy who's at Carnegie Hall and apologize.
Well, you're not to speak to anybody if questioned. You may, of course, return to Carnegie Hall.
Too
Make your
easy.
apology.
Then I will just walk straight to Carnegie Hall.
Excellent. I'd love to know what's going through your head, Charles. What are your thoughts, emotions, feelings?
Happy he didn't get chewed out as much as he thought he would. That's the big one. Happy all he really has to do is issue an apology. That's not too bad. Like that's like a slap on the wrist, let's be honest.
Do you feel you have a handle on the situation?
I do.
Good. We'll get back to you very shortly.
Can't wait for that to flip.
I'd love to pan the camera now over to MAJIN. You are assisting with the effort in getting everyone who may be injured out of the building. This includes some of the guards that the THALIS have knocked out. The THALIS is not a hive mind. They are all capable of independent thought. And some of them take cues from one another. As they have knocked these people out, they have disguised themselves as those individuals, so as to make themselves less obvious in their replacement. Others have simply sort of done the Marvel Cinematic Universe thing of like pulling down their hat and just avoiding eye contact from individuals. MAJIN, you see the THALIS helping drag guards out, and there's no. Well, let's ask the THALIS. What's the plan with these guards? MAJIN, THALIS, let's have a conversation here. What are you guys doing with these people?
Well, at the time being, I was just kind of doing the classic cartoon thing of stuffing them in a closet after I took their things. Because I don't remember getting a plan of action like further than that. But I also wasn't necessarily just going to straight murk them unless that was part of the plan.
MAJIN?
Look, man, do what you want with them. Just don't kill them. All right. These are people, whether good or bad. As I toss a dude in a pile of other dudes.
I will clarify again, gentlemen. The sirens began shortly after the.
I don't give a fuck about no sirens.
Okay. So, the pile of people will be present when the police arrive.
I mean,
Unless
I can't really put them on the roof, I don't think.
do something, THALIS.
Oh, all right. You, and you start bringing them up to the roof.
Turn them into flies.
I don't know if I can do that.
I don't believe
Not
you
on
have that particular power. I will suggest, THALIS, getting them up to the roof may be a bit difficult. What you can do is something similar to what you did in Japan. You have the ability to transform your body. You have a number of yourselves that are mimicking yourself. You can turn yourself in. Many of you. This is so weird. The THALIS can can transform their bodies. You can become piles of seaweed, for example, and just cover the pile of bodies. You can, of course, choose something else. Something else would probably be preferable. Something a little bit more inconspicuous.
Yeah, seaweed is not very inconspicuous, but
Yeah, we're like inside of a fucking building.
yeah,
What are you talking about? That what? Which one am I talking? Are you the original? Which one am I talking to?
Number 37. It's just easier to go by numbers sometimes.
Look, I mean, isn't Man Speaker supposed to save the day or something, right?
Oh yeah, that's gonna the original one's taking care of that.
Okay, then these people are all alive, right?
Oh yeah. Check on that. Okay, yeah, he's alive.
Yeah, then these are just confirmed numbers of people he saved. Who gives a fuck?
Okay, so we don't need to bring them to the roof. Don't need to cover them in seaweed. That gets really weird. It's great in Japan for some reason. They just can't get enough of that. but
One of the Thalises comes up, dragging a body, and says, "There, of course, is the matter of keeping them unconscious so they don't poke holes in our story."
oh, that is true.
You want to kill him?
No, we may not need to do that if none of them can pass a drug test.
Oh yeah, that's your bag, right? Get them high and drunk, man.
Call it the Great Molly.
So yeah,
I like that.
in that case, I'd like to introduce these guys to the Beatles.
Understood. So, how are you doing this, Thalis? I don't imagine you have a van full of recreational drugs at the ready at the moment.
So that does depend, actually. So that's actually a very interesting question here. Because I might, depending on the answer to the question, I might have more than a van full.
Mhm.
When I make all of these copies, what gets copied? Is it just me? Is it just my clothing? Is it anything in my pockets?
I would say just you and what's like on your body. I don't think anything in your pockets would be copied. However, I will allow you a roll here.
Okay.
This will be basically be tugging on one of your paths if you have something in mind. I could see Bacchus be there being at the ready to distribute a lot of recreational drugs for parties.
Question. Would Master of the World be able to apply here?
Master of the World applies complications and
Enhancements.
Correct?
It does.
Enhances the role by finding a man speaker's stash or one of these guards' stash in the building.
An interesting use of Master of the World. Let's double check this, shall we?
I mean, you can literally use it to manifest a shotgun behind a bar counter.
Yeah.
Manifest a random duffel bag on the corner of the building.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just trying to find drugs in New York. That should not be hard.
Yeah, guys, we should not be having this many issues with this.
Exactly. Like Master of the World, like it has to be reasonable. This is New York.
This is a lot of guards, guys.
Look for anyone with
And
a
a lot of
pacifier.
drugs. And a lot of drugs.
And it's early morning. Your drug dealers have to sleep.
That's when all the raids get out.
They do, but I mean, what better place than to sell
You're
drugs
like
in a place where rich
Muling
people
is a 24-hour operation. Okay.
I would like you to make a roll for drugs.
Okay.
You can use
Roll
you
for
can
drugs.
either roll just for searching for drugs very quickly, making a few phone calls, or you can tap into one of your paths. Bacchus be there. It's entirely up to you for an enhancement. Master of the World will grant 3 points of enhancement to this, if you so choose to use that.
Would Bacchus be there? Couldn't he like summon a rave that already happened?
That is horrifying. Yes, he could. I believe you have that ability where just a spontaneous party emerges, right? Or am I crazy?
I mean, if I do, I don't know about it.
Can he summon an after party?
Must be another game that I've run.
Could be an after party. Yeah.
What would you like to use here, Thalis?
Well, I do like the idea of getting in touch with Bacchus be there, because I feel like, while finding drugs in New York, probably is not very difficult. I feel like if I want the really good shit, I gotta phone a friend, and like the kind of shit that'll really just make anything these guys say not admissible.
Okay.
So
what I would like for you to do is choose a skill and attribute. This will be enhanced by your path. If you'd like to use Master of the World, I'll allow it. This is a very strange use of it, but what the hell? It's our first session back after the new year. Let's get weird.
All right.
I actually have a question for the keeper while he's making this roll. as far as what these fun chaps happen to remember, given the number of foggy things that are currently going on, or the number of things that might be clouding their senses. Considering there is both reacted by the void and anonymous and occultation all happening now. How much do they really remember about what they saw?
So where you were present, not a whole lot.
I was present for all the smashing, right, and the bashing and the other things.
Individuals will remember. So for you guys, a clarification, individual guards will remember one of the Thalises coming up and trying to assault them and replace them. What's that rule there, Thalis? What are you trying to use here?
So what I was thinking was possibly manipulation and persuasion to try and basically to get these guys to rush the delivery, as it were.
I like it.
I'm going to go ahead and roll that for the starters. I've got 6 right off the gate, but I need to add the +3 there, just because the way the thing works. So a total of 7.
Excellent. Plus Master of the World, you can define up to 3 points of enhancement. Bacchus be there.
I thought that was adding that. Okay, so 6. Yeah, that was mess up on my part.
Not a problem. Either way, more than enough to get what you need. So what happens here is Bacchus be there tells you we can't get this to you as quick as you want it. However, we did supply a late night rave with a large supplement of various drugs. It's nearby. You can go hit that up. You find they text you the address. It's quite literally down the street in this strange little underground part of the underground rave scene in New York. Quite literally, it's the dingy sort of door to probably what used to be like a little speakeasy or some sort.
Okay.
You can already see a stream of young men and women streaming out, high as a kite, probably tired. They don't smell great, but they have. When you show up in when the Thalis shows up in guard uniforms, they're like, "No, dude, we don't have anything on us." But with your role, very quickly you start to confiscate all the drugs, and have a plethora of various drugs at your disposal.
Excellent. Yeah, definitely want to plant some of these on them. Because obviously if they've got it in their pockets, then that's not going to help their case very much. Yeah.
Excellent. So that takes care of that. So Majin, you are present when the police arrive. If you are outside.
Hello. Can you?
Yep.
No, I'm not.
Okay. What would you like to do? Where would you like to be?
Away.
Anywhere but here?
I mean, honestly, I don't. Do they find me just yeah, I'm outside. Sure. I'm outside sitting on my bike.
Understood. How close are you parked to the building, if you don't mind me asking?
I mean, I don't know the layout of the place, but I imagine there's like stairs and maybe a sidewalk or something. I'm, probably down the stairs.
You are quickly asked to vacate the area. You're asked if you've seen anything, and if you would be willing to give a statement.
Nah, I didn't see anything.
Under normal circumstances, I'd have you roll. However, there is a pile of bodies, and Carnegie Hall is in shambles, so they're going to probably rule that they have bigger shit to deal with than one biker parked nearby. They ask you to vacate. They ask you to move your vehicle and vacate while they form a perimeter around the building.
Okay. All right. Well, is the ambulance here? Because there's a guy with a missing hand over there.
They look in the direction. They have arrived before the ambulance. They appreciate the call out, and they go quickly to tend to him.
And I drive approximately 25 feet away.
Excellent. With that, we pan the camera over now to Thalis Prime and Gregor. You guys are in the same area, I believe, raiding his things, looking for clothing, looking for anything strange that he might have had on him.
Yep.
Yep.
Thalis,
That is correct.
in his dressing room, you find a number of articles of clothing, some makeup and such. This is very much a preparatory room, something he was likely using to doll up before his speech.
Okay. Excuse me. One thing I definitely would like to find is see what he's got for suits. He won't be needing them anymore.
They
And
are
I need a new one.
they are not the finest quality. You are accustomed to a quality of suit that fits your sort of party lifestyle.
Yeah.
This is more function over fashion, and it's not the finest.
Does he at least have something in a decent color?
There is a sort of off or a darker gray suit with a white undershirt and a what looks like a pale blue tie.
Okay.
Blue
I'm
loafers.
gonna guess that just by going through his wardrobe here that dude probably had just like a lot of straight friends and not much outside of that.
Likely.
Mm-hmm. It'll have to do, I guess.
Just be glad it's not all yellow. I thought his clothing would be all yellow.
I know. I was dreading that. I was really dreading that.
Thalis, as you open a sort of small dresser to find matching socks for the suit, you are a fairly fashionable individual. You like to match your socks with your shoes and such. Everything has to kind of coordinate. You do find a drawer full of yellow boxers.
Yep, there it is. Yep.
There it is. There it is. Yeah. Gonna leave those where they are. Gonna snap a picture of them and close the door.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So Thalis, you dress yourself. Now, something you don't know had occurred, and I'm curious as your story guide. It was said that you studied his material. It was said that you studied his mannerisms of speaking, his doctrine that he preached. He is a philanthropist and sort of a public speaker, sort of a motivational speaker of sorts. I vaguely recall you doing just this. How much do you think you recall?
Like me as the player? Recall?
I'm not going to ask you to remember
okay.
things
It
weeks
has
and
been a
weeks
couple
ago.
of weeks.
How much
Please tell me.
recalls? You sort of crash course this on your drive down here.
Correct. And I don't remember if we kind of just hand waved over that section of the travel, if I recall correctly.
More or less, yeah. Our travel was exactly that.
Yeah, because so one thing we've seen from the Thalises before is that their experiences become mine when they disappear. So by that logic, while we're traveling, I could have made 3 or 4 of them, and we're all binge watching different things. Then when they disappear, I essentially studied 4 or 5 times more than what I could have single-handedly.
Excellent.
Additionally, you could have one continuously make new thalises, continue to study after the fact, and then kill the new thalis.
Yeah.
We will see how much you recall then when you are asked to mimic the man speaker.
Okay.
So as Thalis is being dressed and readying himself for a great performance, Gregor, you're peeking through this gentleman's things. You find several things of interest. One is a strange mask, sort of hanging from his dressing room. The lights around the mirror, where he likely prepares and dabs up makeup to cover the bags underneath his eyes, to clear up any imperfections of the face. A strange mask hanging from the corner.
Huh. Just gonna pick that up. Does it feel mythosy?
Does it feel mythosy? I'd love a roll from you, please.
What do you want?
Either cunning or intellect, and whatever skill you would like to determine if it feels mythosy.
I've been using occult for mythos, so let's do intellect. Remember. Good start. 4 successes.
4 successes. It does indeed feel mythosy. You pick it up and it feels almost like home. Feels strange in your hand, but you feel like now's not the time to wear it. There's enough masks going up already. This is not the time. You do feel sleepy. Now this feeling fades rather quickly, but you have this mask now, if you so choose to keep it.
I'm gonna keep it. This might be a trap, but better a trap sprung on me than some poor person back here, and then they become the next Phil. Or some poor construction worker.
Excellent. You keep the mask on your person, like tucking it in your jacket or just holding it in your other hand as you begin to filter through the rest of his
pockets.
things. His drawers are prepared with his speech, which will be used for Thalis.
Pass that off to him.
You find in here as well an interesting item. There is a sort of letter of ownership, a deed, if you will, of a ship in the harbor. It's not really... Being a private eye, you can very clearly see it's not registered properly. It's not, Nothing is really in order, but it seems to be parked clearly, if that makes sense. There's no
I get it.
But it's docking.
Yeah, it's docking paperwork is good, but his name isn't on the deed. He just has the deed.
Correct. Ownership is unclear.
Yeah, I wonder why he wanted this ship. I'm gonna pocket that too. Put it in the same pocket as the mask, because the mask will keep the pocket rigid, so the deed doesn't get crumpled.
Mm-hmm. You pocket this.
Yeah, I'll have to investigate that.
As you gather up the deed, the mask, you find a few other things, just nothing really of note in this space. But at the end of your search, you find a bit of money, some other prepared speeches that he had planned for the rest of his, let's call it a tour. At this point, Thalis, you are dressed. 2 of you have searched. Thalis, you emerge, I believe, looking like Manspeaker, correct?
Yes. Quite tacky, questionable fashion sense. I honestly feel underdressed for this occasion, which I didn't think was going to happen. But
Yeah, you'll have that. Pass you the remaining speeches. These seem to be the rest of the speeches on his tours, his scheduling book. You've got the Sage calling, right? You use Master of the World.
yes.
We had that conflict before. You have Palace of Memory?
I do. Can only I mean it's
Is it active?
Not at the moment.
Why is it not active?
Because I had the other one active.
Okay, activate that one as soon as you can. Swap over to that one. That'll help you with memorizing his stuff. Let's see. Are there any big notes? Like, is he left-handed? Is Thalis left-handed? Are these two opposite-handedness?
He is ambidextrous.
Cool, he's ambidextrous. That means it's going to be terrible for you if you're not ambidextrous.
Well, I mean, there's nothing saying that. I signed it with the right hand last time. Now I have to sign it with the left. I can just. Hey, this just happens to be convenient.
The problem is the nature of his followers is going to be an issue over time.
You hear a knock at the dressing room door. One of the Thalises in their guard uniform peeks in and says, "Police are here. They're forming a perimeter and asking anyone who's inside the building to vacate."
Alrighty then.
Right.
Charles, MAJIN, and GIDEON are all gone. Yeah.
MAJIN is outside. Charles and GIDEON ran off.
Cool. Yeah. You'll go talk to them. They're gonna do a sweep and they'll find a lot of blood. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the blood that's not supposed to be in the right area. Then I'll head out.
All right. And did we have a plan for talking to the police? I don't think we had a plan for talking to the police.
You successfully defended against ne'er-do-wells in the night who escaped before the police could arrive.
They're
You're
also
beat up.
forming a perimeter as we speak, so cleaning up blood is going to be suspicious.
Oh no, don't worry. I'll just stop time.
Okay.
I say as I hand Thalis the remainder of the books. Then I'm gonna go ahead and activate temporal shift and stop time for myself
Mm-hmm. Detail
Okay.
it, please.
by imbuing an awareness. Do you want me to just what?
Kindly detail it for anyone who may not be clear.
All right, so it's a self-indefinite. I imbue one awareness. It's a reflexive action, so realistically, I should have tried to do this when they tried to take over my mind. For as long as I have that awareness imbued, I can slow down or speed up time for myself. Slow time for myself. Everything around me happens at advance, or yeah. If I slow down time for myself, everything happens at advanced pace. If I move forward or pass forward time to anticipated events. If I speed up time for myself, everything around me appears to happen at a glacial pace. I can walk past attacks, sleep a full 8 hours in just a few minutes, pluck slow-moving bullets from the air. While I do that, I don't leave the plane of reality, but I do seem to disappear because, moving faster than most people's perceptions. Any actions I would do that would benefit from speeding up of time for myself, gain +2 enhancement. At your discretion, story guide.
Understood.
Yeah.
So you do this, Thalis. I believe you, correct me if I'm wrong, you're following the guard out of the premises, correct?
Correct.
Understood. Let's pan the camera away from this scene over to you, GIDEON. You're on your way to find a goat.
Yeah, I'm having been pointed in the direction of the zoo. I will head to the zoo.
You make your way. You get there without true issue, given the nature of who you are. You arrive. The zoo is closed. The doors are not yet open.
Is it like an enclosed space or is it like an outdoor gate? Like, what's the
Outdoor
situation?
gate.
Okay, I
Just
will.
of note that it is closed.
Sure, close for business, which is fine. I will vault the gate and continue my. I look for the goats. I'll check the map if I need to, or I'll grab one of those little pamphlets.
Mm-hmm. You
Yeah.
grab one of the pamphlets. You walk past an exhibit where a cougar is sort of just sheepishly sipping water as you pass. You find a petting zoo area where the goats are not out and about roaming just yet.
Mhm.
Their cages are open, but they are still kind of relaxed, sleeping.
Which of them seems to be the most robust and healthiest specimen?
There is a spotted brown goat that seems to be the most lively. Is already sort of up and sort of just chilling, really. He's not really doing much. He's a goat.
So it's a petting zoo, right? So do these goats have names?
Yeah.
What's the brown one's name?
Donald.
Donald. You'll do nicely. I will retrieve Donald.
You retrieve Donald. Doesn't seem to mind too much.
I will kind of football carry him over the fence. I will bid the other goats adieu.
You have yourself a goat, Gideon.
And then I head east, head toward the ocean. Goat in arm.
Understood. Is this a leisurely pace, or are you?
Yeah, I'm strolling.
Understood. You see ambulances stream by on the street. People are still making their way back to their domiciles after being summoned by your call. Others are stepping out of their homes, peeking. You can see people peeking out from their apartments, looking in the direction of Carnegie Hall, watching the sirens go by. The city is awake now, as the alarm clock of destruction has already gone off. But you make your way.
Yeah, I continue to move through the streets. I mean, I ignore anyone that remarks on me or the goat, as I'm assuming that once I'm out of their presence, they won't remember what the hell happened anyway. So I will continue moving toward the shore.
Understood.
Occasionally patting the goat on the head.
He doesn't seem to mind. He seems relaxed, very strange. This goat is as you detailed, quite robust, quite healthy. Likely doesn't have a whole lot to fear in a petting zoo, so probably pretty confident in himself, be able to handle any danger. So it doesn't seem too bothered by being sort of carried off.
Donald, it's a special day for you. Your life's been given purpose.
He bleats in response. Charles,
warm those cords up.
You return to Carnegie Hall. You are greeted by a scene of a perimeter being formed. Police tape already going up. Police officers and investigators already heading inside the building. You see MAJIN parked off in the distance. The scene is yours, gentlemen.
I'm gonna walk over to MAJIN. Hey man, what's going on over here?
Oh, nothing. They just told me to get out the way.
Who called the police?
Well, I imagine, you know, the people that we or those guys, you know, did.
No, it turns out they were guards posted here for the Dragons to assassinate Manspeaker.
They were here to do.
To do what we did? Yeah.
Why didn't they lead off?
I know, right? We could have worked together. This could have been easily solved with communication.
Yeah, that's. I thought they were organized. Like they had the.
Like, can you imagine the audacity to get mad at someone who's coming to do what you're doing and not explaining the situation? Like, oh my gosh, this is. I would be ashamed. I would be embarrassed.
I feel like this is coming from something more personal.
Oh, that reminds me. Where's that naked dude that I headbutt the shit out of?
You should over there in that pile, maybe, unless one of the Thalises got to him.
Cool. I gotta go apologize to him.
You have to. Don't.
Oh, it's easy. It's too easy. It'll be fine.
All right, I'll be here waiting for you.
Let's see. Hey, come up with a name real quick. Anything. First one off the top of your head.
Ramon.
Cool. Awesome. Charles will frantically run to the pile. Ramon! Ramon, where are you?
You run over to the pile. The pile is behind police tape. There are guards that are disguised. You know that the THALIS has taken the position of most of these guards, explaining what happened to the police. You can already pick up hints of the story that you guys had corroborated earlier. An assassination attempt on the Manspeaker's life was taking place here. The guards fended off what was going on. I'm curious, THALIS. What is the story here? An assassination attempt took place. Were Scions involved?
Did we talk about that? I don't remember if we talked about this part beforehand.
All I ever said was a band of hooligans.
So the question is, THALIS, a band of hooligans, how did they cause this much destruction?
With a fucking hammer.
I thought we had talked about, wasn't it terrorists? I thought it was terrorists.
I heard Motley crew.
A motley crew of terrorist hooligans?
How did they cause this much destruction, THALIS? And why would they target Manspeaker? Do you have any idea as to why? It's not like he was a political figure. So what would terrorists want with a motivational speaker?
To instill terror.
I'm a really
Philanthropist. Basically, he's basically a political figure.
Yeah, man. Yeah, close enough.
You're like someone attacking Elon Musk.
No. About that. I suppose it could be a number of things, really. Maybe just said something that they didn't like. Maybe they all just really need a lot of therapy. But whatever the case is, it's still under investigation, and we'll definitely be sure to keep everybody informed as we learn more.
Understood. We're going to have to take you in for a statement, if that's all right. In addition, we're going to have to drug screen your entire organization. There was a large amount of recreational narcotics and other paraphernalia on the person of your compatriots. They gesture toward the pile.
Oh, that is quite unfortunate to hear. I had really expected better of them.
I was under the impression that your organization did drug screenings almost, I believe, bi-weekly. We work with your organization relatively closely.
We do, and that is why I find this to be so shocking, but speculation will get us nowhere. We will see.
Do you mind if I get the number of your supervisor?
Oh, certainly. Let me see.
Sir, please stay behind the tape. You can see Charles approaching the police tape, shouting out Ramon.
Ramon, I told you shouldn't have been there. Please, he can't be naked. He gets very shy.
That is a question as well. Why is that one naked?
I don't know. I just know he told me he was going to be working here tonight, and I'm just so worried.
Sir, what is the relationship you have with this man?
Are you allowed to ask that?
In the sense of police investigation, yes.
Are you
Friends, family?
lovers?
Your partner is in good health, although we're going to have to drug screen him. There was a large amount of... is your partner... They start to... a police officer comes over to you, Charles, and starts to ask a number of questions of you. Were you aware of any drug use? Was there any ever conversation about narcotics with him and his friends?
No, I've never known Ramon to do anything like that. He's been acting a little weird lately. I thought maybe he'd been pulling extra shifts. I never knew anything like this was happening.
We're gonna get to the bottom of this, sir. I promise you that. Can we get him a
Can I
blanket?
speak to him? Can I speak to him?
Yeah. You can see the individual you've dubbed as Ramon is kind of groggy and sort of waking up at this point. They place a blanket over him. They
Look at him. He's naked. He's drugged up. Can I take him home?
Unfortunately, we can't let you take him home or take him anywhere at the moment. We do need to get a statement from him and his organization. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check, Charles. Whatever attribute you'd like to use in your social arena. Well, I'm going to allow you the choice of skill. Persuasion makes the most sense to me if you're going to try to, I think subterfuge as well.
I would like to come at this situation like a Karen, essentially.
Okay.
And in such, be utilizing intimidation. With that being the case, I would like to use my epic strength to use might for intimidation, as opposed to using presence manipulation or composure. And then, being empathetic to someone who's naked and drugged up, I would like to use empathy.
I'm going to allow you to use might for your attribute. I'm going to say subterfuge for your skill. That makes the most sense. You are telling a bald-faced lie, but I'll allow you to use might to come at this like a Karen.
He is drugged up, and he is naked, and I do want to take him home.
I don't believe you.
Not to my home. Actually, yes, to my home. I want to take him to Central Park.
Might and persuasion, Charles.
Fuck.
What's up, Mom?
Alright.
What can I do for you?
There's not any new gas stations out here yet, right?
No, nothing yet. They're likely on their way. But the issue with New York is if there is, even in the early hours in the morning, news vans and such don't have the luxury of sirens to clear the way of New York traffic. So they'll be here after it all, but they're not here yet. Why? What's up?
Nah, I'll be on the lookout for them.
Understood.
Hey, Thalis, did you get the thing?
I did.
Okay, yeah.
I was
Just
just
a reminder for everybody.
I appreciate it.
What you got for me, Charles?
Oh, sorry.
So far, 5.
So far, 5.
A year?
Okay.
2 of them exploded.
You
Okay, so 6 total.
Okay. You are allowed by the tape after making a scene of an already tense situation. They raise the tape for you. The police officer kind of just steps back and allows you a moment of privacy with the individual you've dubbed as Ramon. He's leaned up and is just... It looks like he's got a little bit of of orange powder across his face. And he looks up
Pocket
at you,
sand.
and he recognizes you and says, "I know you.
I'm gonna pick him up like a bride and walk him to the other side of the van, and in hushed tones be like, "Listen, I was told by Ryujin not to speak too loudly. Get your shit together and play along."
What the fuck are you talking about?"
I'm here to apologize. I'm sorry that we accomplished your mission for you due to a lack of communication.
Dude, you blew this whole operation. Why does my head hurt?
What do you mean we accomplished your operation? Anyways, you got pockets handed. I'm sorry for that.
What is this?
It's pockets hand. I've already said that. Shh. Calm down. Calm down. Everything's fine.
You fucked this up. You fucked this up.
Hey, calm down. I didn't fuck anything up. Everything's fine. Everything's going to be fine. You just need to play along.
Why the fuck should I?
We have our own person in place of Manspeaker. Manspeaker has been taken care of. The mission is still in work. It's not over, so do your part. And I forgive you for killing my Fatebound.
Fuck you.
Alright.
Charles, go ahead and give me a manipulation roll. Whatever skill you'd like. Trying to get this individual to go along with your story.
Can I intimidate him into going along with my story?
Sure, but I'd like you to act that out and show me how you do so.
Shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. Listen. I just got my ass chewed out by Ryujin, and I swear to God, if it happens again, I'm gonna make sure that you'll never be able to reproduce and spread your seed on this fucking earth.
Go ahead and take intimidate. Well, there's no intimidation skill, Charles. I'll allow you to use
No, I need to intimidate in order to use my might for my epic strength.
Then by all means.
Fantastic. And then I would say I'm fairly empathetic to his mission. May I use empathy?
That is a stretch, Charles.
Is it though?
I'm not sure you have... I don't know if I believe that you have a whole lot of empathy for this individual.
I apologized. I forgave him. I
Doesn't
don't know what else I could do to
Charles,
prove
that's
that I'm
not the same thing as empathy. But I'm not here to lecture you about basic human empathy and sympathy.
I'm carrying him. I'm carrying him like a princess.
That's
like
not empathy, Charles.
How much more empathetic to someone can you be?
Use persuasion or subterfuge, Charles. Your choice.
Fine. I'll use. It doesn't matter. I have 0 points in both. Fucking. I'll use persuasion.
To be fair, all empathy means is you can understand someone's feelings and you can share them. You don't have to actually feel them. There's not like sympathy necessarily.
True. With that being said, Charles, you may use empathy. You can thank Gideon for the save.
God bless you.
But which god though?
Shh. It's okay. Everything's fine now. I got 4 successes.
4 successes. Looks at you and says, Fine, alright? Mission was accomplished, but you fucked this up. Don't forget that. You fucked this up.
You're right. Because we didn't know.
You weren't supposed to know. This was supposed to be a covert fucking operation.
Then how can you blame me for being in the way of a covert operation?
You just come in guns fucking blazing. You know, what's the fucking story? What am I telling the fucking cops?
The story is that a motley crew of terrorist hooligans came in and they drugged they dropped flashbangs that emitted a drugged smoke screen so that they could attack Manspeaker.
That's the best you could fucking come up with? Are you fucking serious right now?
Hey, listen. All of your men are drugged. All right, that's the only way we can explain this.
Why? 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 Why?
To discredit you.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Is that what this shit is? He rubs his face, more orange comes out.
Yes, it's pocket sand.
What the? I've never done drugs in my life. What is this?
What did you think it was? Fucking
Good
Trump
Lord,
spray tan? Like, what the fuck?
Why am I naked?
Get your shit. Remember, I fucking headbutt your fucking clothes off of you.
No, I don't remember
You
that.
pissed me off.
You fucking headbutted me.
You killed my fucking fate-bound man. I forgave you for that.
Did you call me
Stop coming at
Ramon?
me. Yes, I called you Ramon.
God fucking damn it.
You're my lover. All right, now act like it. I'm gonna kiss him.
You do this. Just in time as the police officer comes back over to the van, sir, we really can't have you. You can see the individual that you've dubbed as Ramon takes a cue and grabs the back of your head. It's a very passionate kiss. The police officer says, okay, and he walks back to the other side of the van. Gregor, THALIS, you have been asked to vacate the premises. Gregor, you have stopped time, slowed time, more clear.
Yeah.
What are you up to, Gregor, in this quick space?
Oh, in the course of about, I'd say, probably, given that 8 hours is a few minutes to me, in the course of what for me is probably 2 hours, for real space, a minute, cleaning up all the loose ends to make sure it looks like there was the assault, and then just walking past the police because they shouldn't be able to perceive me at this rate of time.
I would like you to make a clash of wills.
Okay.
So, with
This
that,
is a
go on.
This is a Boone's effect, so I don't have a calling rating to do. Can I use my integrity instead?
Yes, I'm gonna call this,
Well, that's the default if there's not something to use.
yeah, go for it.
Otherwise, a calling. Okay. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just pulling up the rules. I just remembered that because I've had to use that particular part before. Clash of Wills, it is Legend plus Integrity. I'm in Legend 3. Okay. 8, 9, 3 10s. See what those give me. 2 more 9s. Okay, so 7.
Excellent. You are under the impression that something is trying to perceive you. Someone here, amidst the police officers as you move throughout this space, unseen by these individuals, someone here is very special. Or perhaps a few of them are. But these aren't just normal police officers. Now, you were successful in this, but you are aware of this knowledge.
All right. Am I aware of which one specifically?
Not specifically, no.
Okay. But I have memory of their faces, and that's all I need to go off. That's mostly what I need to go off of. And speed reading, can I get their badge numbers right quick? All of them.
Absolutely.
Cool. I have all that perfectly memorized, because Palace of Memory is Godsend. And get out past their perimeter line.
Excellent. You clean. You make the scene ready to help corroborate your story. Outside the perimeter line. THALIS.
Yes.
You are escorted by one of the Thalises. As you exit, you are called over by the police to give a statement.
Yes. So I wasn't sure if you wanted me to just kind of skim through that real quick, just a brief summary of the information I'd like to give them.
I
It'll
would
be very similar.
I would love that information to be made clear to both myself, your crew, and the audience at home.
Oh, of course, of course. So, like I said before, still not entirely sure who was doing this or why. Um, though we did hear earlier about how earlier there was the bank that was destroyed. Um, so it could be one of those things where, you know, the bank was more of a practice run or a distraction of some kind. But again, not really sure. Um, pardon me. Um, going I mean, really, beyond that, still not sure why somebody would really be just crazy enough to launch a plan to just try and kill me like that. That was kind of rude, and I still don't understand why the one guy was naked.
Several of your guards have described this band of individuals as a motley crew of terrorist hooligans. Can you think of
That's-
anybody that you may have upset with your speeches that fits that description?
Oh, I'm sure you could find several thousand of them online. It's unfortunately not a very short list.
Motley crew of terrorist Reddit hooligans. He takes a note. Well, Mr. Manspeaker, we'll rest assured we're going to get to the bottom of this. This is standard practice is to put you under surveillance. This is, of course, with your discretion. With your guards, several of them were, well, a large number of them were found with drug paraphernalia and under the influence of, well, appears to be under the influence. We haven't gotten drug tests administered yet.
Of course, which
We highly recommend police surveillance in this regard, given the circumstances.
that is quite a, and of course, very serious circumstances. All of them will be suspended until such time that we get the drug results back, the test results back. Um, but in that regard, I do have additional security measures outside of that. Um, I'm not sure if a full police detail would be necessary for that. I mean, naturally, you're going to need as many people as you can on the case, as it were.
Precisely, we're spread not thin, but we're out in full force today with the bank, and this, of course.
Oh, yes, and I would hate to take away from that further when I have, I mean, my own security. I'm not one to just assume that a few bad apples have ruined the whole batch.
That's very kind of you, sir. He hands you his card and says, if there's anything that you need, please give me a call. We'll be reaching out for further statement and during our investigation.
Of course, of course.
Again, I would highly recommend police surveillance given the circumstances, but of course it is voluntary. If you don't feel that it's necessary, there's not much I can do.
Well, the men you could put on that detail could be the ones who could help solve the case for you. But I will certainly be in touch should I need your assistance.
You don't seem too bothered by this, Mr. Manspeaker. May I ask if there's ever been an attack on your life before?
Not to this extent. Every once in a while, a book signing or a seminar, you get just one, or once in a blue moon, somebody shows up. They've got a gun. Yeah, this, that, and the other. It comes with it. Unfortunately.
Understood. Well, we recommend you halt the rest of your public speaking appearances for the time being until the investigation is complete. However, you are under no obligation to do so. You're not a... I hesitate to say you're not a suspect, sir. But this is... The investigation is still open. We'd like to have access to you at any point so we can continue our investigation. Any further questions we might have, we understand that New York's not your home. We can readily find a domicile for you if need be as well.
Oh, I shall certainly keep you in touch, and I won't be too hard to find.
Understood. Well, we release you into the care of your fine security detail. We'll be in touch, Mr. Manspeaker.
Thank you, officer.
Charles! A passionate kiss later. What goes on next? Ramon looks at you and says, "Don't you ever fucking do that again."
I don't know what you're complaining about. You're the one that used tongue.
I have a husband, for the record, alright? And he's... Fuck you, alright? Let's go. Gathers up himself in a blanket, hands over to the police officer. Do you follow Charles?
Yeah, I'll follow his lead.
Luckily for you, with the headbutt that shattered his clothing, his gear, his armor, all of his personally identifiable information is gone. So he introduces himself as Ramon. He kind of hesitates on his last name. Do you chime in, Charles?
He's just not used to my last name. It's a little embarrassing, but it's Sunshine. I got it legally changed after I graduated high school, and he's just a little embarrassed.
Well, Mr. and Mr. Sunshine, we'd love to have you both come down to the station to give a statement, if that's all right. Mr. Sunshine, you understand that the use of this particular substance that's on... Mr. Sunshine, he looks to you, Charles, and says, perhaps a display of passion was not the wisest, as now you are... I'm going to need to have you both come with me, please.
This has been a very harrowing experience for all of us. Do we have to go immediately to the station? Like, can you not just take our information here? Like, what? I don't understand.
I'm afraid I have to insist.
Okay.
Majin, you can see Charles. Thalis, Manspeaker emerges from the police line. Charles is being escorted by a police officer, along with the naked guardsman, to a police car. Is there anything that you do in particular?
No, just waiting. You said who, Manspeaker came through the police line?
Indeed he did.
Where is he headed to?
Where are you headed to, Thalis?
Well, at this point, I was going to step off to the side and see if I could find any of the others to regroup with.
Well, you see Majin.
Aside from Charles, because that would be kind of
Strange.
blow the cover a little too soon, a little strange.
You see Majin. You see Gregor, who appears beyond the police tape. Where do you appear, Gregor?
For Gregor, can't just magically appear right beyond the line. So, round a building, into an alley, appears, walks out like a spectator, trying to figure out what's going on. Maybe just pretends to be one of those guys or takes out his camera and starts recording the event as if he's going to live stream it. So give him a reason to be here.
Excellent. You, Thalis, you see Majin, Gregor, and then Charles, of course, being escorted to a police car. Gideon is nowhere in sight, but we will get back to the regrouping of our heroes very shortly. Well, I say regrouping. Charles, you're going to the police station. We will be with you guys again very shortly. We're going to go ahead and take this moment to take a quick break, an intermission, if you will. and we'll see you guys back here in about 7 minutes. See you soon. Welcome back, just in time for the raid. Thank you guys, raiders, for joining us. We are just getting back from our quick intermission in our Scion Godsend story. So, where we left off, MAJIN, THALIS, and GREGOR were reuniting beyond the police line. Gideon was off on his own with a goat, heading to the water's edge in New York City. So, before we rejoin the rest of our Scions, as you guys can see, Charles has been carted away by the police with his loving partner, Ramon. Gideon, you have a goat. You've made it to the water's
Donald.
edge.
Yes, myself and Donald.
Donald.
As I approach the water's edge, I will actually go ahead and call upon my mutation to invoke the nature of my lineage, so as to properly broadcast my presence in the ocean. So as Gideon kind of strolls into the ocean, his size grows, his mass increases, his skin begins to crack and seep lava into the ocean, causing lots of popping and hissing.
Mm-hmm.
And steam, because steam is fun.
It's at this point that Donald the goat begins to become uneasy.
Worry not, Donald. Your time will soon come. And then I will wade out into the kind of waist deep water, and I will raise Donald above my head with one hand and gesture with the other.
Mm-hmm.
And I give praise to Oceanus, Titan of the deep, Lord of the waves, the currents and tides, beloved of Tethys, who brought the clouds and rain, father of rivers, fountains and springs. I honor you, great and terrible blue, good and gracious source of life, and offer my praise in seeking your counsel and blessing this day with this offering. And now you, Donald, you will act as my offering to this Titan. Your gurgling screams of drowned panic will act as a beacon to draw the attention of the Titan of the oceanic abyss. Now, scream. And I begin to twist Donald as I plunge his face underwater.
The bleeding is silenced by the sounds of bubbles. It doesn't take terribly long. The waves seem to pull Gideon. The strength that is foreign. It's as if the water itself is taking the offering from your hands. Do you let it?
I will continue to hold on to it, though I will let it drag him out a bit, and I will allow myself to skid slightly. It is an audience I demand, great Oceanus. For this is just the beginning.
Few seconds pass. Another hard tug. You are pulled by your heels. A few more inches deeper into the water. Reaches about your knees now. I'm sorry, you waded in waist deep, correct?
Yep.
About belly button level now. Then there is a pillar that rises. The salt water begins to form into a vague humanoid shape. It solidifies slightly. As if speaking through the liquid itself, you can hear the garbled sounds of a voice. You are a bold one indeed. You sought an audience. Don't you know who rules these oceans?
I do. And considering the nature of the conflict between the various factions in play here, I'm acting under the assumption that all of my goals require more protracted effort. It is my desire to seek a boon from you.
Water shifts more, becomes more solid, more flesh-colored. You can see clothing begin to form. As it speaks, it solidifies into that of a man. Shirtless, covered only by a cloth that begins at his waist. Wet hair and water droplets cling to pale blue skin. I speak not of myself. Humble petitioner, why have you not made your offering to Poseidon?
I will smirk and let the goat drift. It is not. I do not yield such authority and respect to Poseidon or any other ocean dweller. It is out of respect for what I presume to be your ongoing efforts to maintain distance in your retirement that I am asking for permission. It is my desire to raise an island in the Pacific. And while there may be islands that exist, none of which that are inhabited or charted on any map will suffice for my aims. It is likely within my power to do so, but I would be remiss if I didn't make you aware of my intentions. Before I terraform any part of your domain. And I speak of your domain, as while Poseidon may claim to rule, he is not the ocean. I do not see him as your lord and keeper, master. I see you as unbound, much like myself. And those who follow me understand the nature of coexistence and interdependence. They appreciate the mutual homeostasis without exploitation. And there are lessons they could learn, and the kind of ongoing support they could provide that might allow you to once again, if only nominally, reap the benefits of empowerment through the rekindling of your legend. This is one of the pittances I offer in exchange for what I am asking. At this time, I would like to spend a legend, if I could, to well, actually, I'm not going to spend a legend. I'm going to attempt to compel my newest fate binding, which is Donnie,
Understood.
to conveniently appear on the shoreline.
It is indeed convenient. He was last seen at Carnegie Hall in the parking lot watching the van. Having seen you rush off, you and Charles both rush off, you at a more leisurely pace, he now finally catches up to you.
In addition, there is one who is lost and seeks to weaponize their relationship of pained patronage against Dionysus, which will likely incur the wrath of the Theoi, which you are intimately familiar. I offer you and him a chance to reorient his allegiance in such a way that perhaps the cover of Tide and Typhoon can help him channel his now sober rage and provide a salt and brine loofah for which to scrub himself a new image.
I am intimately familiar with the rage of the Theoi. So you come with requests. I don't see
And
anything
offerings.
aside from the goat that is in it for me.
As I said, those who are unbound could be made aware of your essence, your ways, your being, your mien, not the dominance of the waves and storms, not the fear of capsizing, but the source of life. The oceans have been poisoned, and I'm sure you feel those toxins streaming throughout your being daily. The unbound understand the pain that comes with exploitation and the poison of society.
You speak of the unbound. I do not believe you understand who you're dealing with. I am bound, petitioner. The oceans are no longer mine. They are indeed a part of me, and the toxins you speak of run through my veins. But they are no longer mine. The wrath of the Theoi, the Titanic Age, is over.
On the
You
contrary,
entreat with a servant now.
my dearest brethren, the second age is not only coming, they are demanding it. At that point, I will allow my kind of visage to fade. As I feel like the format, we can kind of dispense with the formalities a bit now. I know that you do not know who I am, and it is not important that you do. But know that I am an agent of upheaval. I am an essence of change. Much like the tide. I will sweep over and flood that which has kept us bound. Shackles will shatter. Systems will fall. And those who wish may rise anew. I am not asking you to play a role in this strife. I am simply asking for a place to operate from. And if you cannot provide it, I only ask that you permit us to operate quietly.
Gideon, give me a... would like some manner of persuasion.
Sure. I would like to invoke my calling as a destroyer in this. I want to make it very, very clear to him that I mean everything I'm saying. And I will also spend a legend to make this a feat of scale. So like I can invoke my title as the Harbinger of Upheaval, my newest legend title.
Excellent.
And I will be rolling might, which I think is appropriate. And empathy, as I feel that I identify with this situation quite well.
Understood.
You'll handle the scale piece, right?
Absolutely.
All right. As far as enhancements go, there's a few, so I'll just go ahead and throw those in for being big and scary and monstrous and talking about breaking things. Actually, you know what? I will also invoke my World of Glass boon, imbuing a legend, to increase the scale again.
Understood. That occupies all three of your legend, correct?
It does.
Excellent.
One is imbued, two were spent. Target is still 8, right? We're not awesome yet.
Not quite. Demigod tier is when you guys become awesome.
All right, so that is 7 with whatever scale adjustments you want to provide.
Understood. Operating narratively, this will multiply by 2. So.
Okay.
Oceanus. You can see now the skin is not exactly solid. spoke true when he said the toxins are running through his veins. You can see sludge moving through his arms, his heart, past his ribs. Looks you up and down and says, "The oceans are me, but I do not command them, petitioner. I am stripped of station. I have no say in what you do."
Very well.
Though with your offering, I will offer you something in turn. A warning. The war you speak of, this upheaval, you may be an agent of it. You do not control it.
Nor would I aim to.
I knew a young god like you long ago. He sits now as Master of Heavens. Should you raise an island, you take a piece of me, yes, but you also limit a kingdom of my godly counterpart. Poseidon will notice, especially if it's in the Pacific. Are you prepared for his eyes to be on you like that? If not, one should seek another. Are you familiar with the story of Odysseus?
I am, intimately so.
Watched him for some time. You may recall several islands he visited. A sorceress, capable of a great many deal of things. Should you be able to persuade her to take a vacation, your island may not be so easily scryed upon. That depends on how bold you want to be, petitioner.
I am not careless in my efforts. I am patient. I know that there are many moving parts to the machine of change.
Then you are unlike the god of the skies.
I can promise you that there is no one that I am more unlike. I seek not the throne. I don't seek to rule. On the contrary. And perhaps when the rubble of Olympus falls into your domain, you will know that what I am saying is true. My offer still stands. Should you wish a pittance of worship, the Unbound can be made to help purge some of the damage that has been wrought in your domain. And this, I'll gesture to Donnie, poor soul should be given a chance to learn from one who has been plagued throughout their entire existence by the Theoi. If it is his wish.
Donnie stands on the shoreline watching this interaction. Oceanus casts his eyes now to him. And they flash this strange green. Step forward, boy. If it be your will. Donnie takes
given
a
the
few steps. Go on.
Given the opportunity, I would like to use this opportunity to attempt to resolve my fate binding with Donnie.
How so?
So in an attempt to, he's bound as a worshiper currently. And the point of resolving a worshiper is they are willing to become whatever the Scion wants them to be. What I want Donnie to be is what he wants to be, which is the assassin of Dionysus, ultimately pitting him directly against the Theoi at every turn. He is ultimately on a path to Titanhood. I want, according to the way the resolution works here, I either have to choose to I either have to kill him or remove him from play, right, permanently, or he becomes more fanatical, making him a martyr, which isn't really, I think, what I'm looking for here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not looking to turn him into a nemesis, so I'm thinking more in the line of removing Donnie from play as Donnie and allowing him an opportunity to kind of reinvent himself as an agent of Oceanus, which, I mean, I don't know. That'd be kind of cool in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I offer him that
I
opportunity, basically.
agree. This would be an excellent resolution to your fate with Donnie. Donnie steps forward. Oceanus looks him over and says, "Do you know who I am?" Donnie nods. Says, "Do you know that I am fickle?" Nods again. Says, "The tides are ever changing, as is my relationship with the Theoi. I am inclined to keep what space I have been given. Are you inclined to survive as I have?" This Donnie speaks up and says, "No. I'm not fickle. I know what I want, and I know that at least one of them has to die." Oceanus smiles. He casts his eyes down into the water. "I might grant you that power to do so. But I am a fickle Titan to serve. Your service won't be easy." Donnie looks at him and says, "My life hasn't been easy." Oceanus looks to you now, Gideon, and says, "I accept your offerings." Helios spoke of an interesting soul that he met. Was it you?
That is for the legends to say.
Legends are difficult when only gods can remember you, when only titans can recall fragments of your being. But you don't seek the throne, so I suppose that's not much of a concern for you.
Nor will it ever be. I wish only to see the oceans run freely.
I look forward to lapping at the shores of your new island and seeing what purpose its shores will cause. I accept your offerings. And you, boy, come. We should speak. Donnie steps forward into the water now. He's waist deep. He looks at you, Gideon, and says, "I will try to remember you."
I will never see you again as you are.
Thankful.
Reinvent yourself.
Nods. In a few seconds, he is gone, dragged underneath the ocean, abruptly, almost angrily, pulled into the sea.
System question for the keeper. Considering the nature of my sacrifices, will I get a point of legend back?
Absolutely.
Giving someone a Scion, does that count as a major?
I think that counts as a major sacrifice. It gave someone a whole ass person. Godly
Right.
blood, ichor, and all. With that, Gideon, you are left alone in the water.
Yeah, I will once again go return to my. I'll return to. Well, I don't know that they're at Carnegie Hall anymore. I will.
It
I
is
will
a good
find
place to start looking, though.
I will find my way toward them. I will head back to Carnegie Hall and start my search for my companions again. At some point, I'm gonna have to buy a phone. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. It's a bad idea.
We'll buy you a phone. We'll get you one of those what are those indestructible ones? The
Nokias.
the Nokias. Yeah, hopefully that's Scion proof too.
I'll find a way to break it. All right. Yeah, I head back.
Excellent. MAJIN, THALIS, Gregor, if you so choose, you have been reunited. If you do not choose to do so, please voice where you are now.
I see no reason not to be.
Yeah. So I did have a question about more or less I wanted to do something, and I can discuss this with them as well. As far as making Manspeaker look bad, in this instance, it's the focus seems to be more on the destruction. So as far as that, I don't know. I can have essentially one of the Thalases take over to the pretending to be Manspeaker. And I wasn't sure if we just wanted to like have one of the other Thalases kind of like scruff him up a little bit, pretend to be a homeless guy, and then Manspeaker just like takes takes $1 out of his cup to go get some coffee or whatever, and just kind of be an asshole to him, or if there's something else we can do to kind of just make him look like an asshole.
There are plenty of ways to be an asshole. It's entirely up to you.
Yeah. The problem is you gotta make you're doing that in New York, my guy.
That is true.
They're not gonna. Then the locals ain't gonna flinch, and then it's not gonna get reported if you do that.
No, so that's why I'm saying using the Thalases to do it, because what we can record it and then post it on a burner account and release it from there.
While you ponder this, MAJIN, news crews have arrived. They're setting up. They're trying to stop anybody from leaving the scene to get a statement. This includes you. Can't hear you, buddy.
Hello.
There we go.
Look,
Sorry. Yeah. What? I'm with Gregor and Thalis at the moment. And you said what?
Say Gregor and Thalis are walking up. The news crews have arrived. They're trying to get statements from people that are nearby. This includes yourself.
Yeah, I'll give a statement.
Give us one moment to get the cameras rolling.
Can you do like the blur thing? I want to be anonymous. Anonymous?
Sure, yeah.
Anomaly.
Yeah.
I want to be an anomaly.
Okay, sure.
Voice distortion. You got that?
Yeah, it's all done in... Yeah. Can we get him a mic, please? Given a microphone attached to your shirt.
Oh. Y'all don't have one of those styrofoam microphones?
Styrofoam microphones?
Yeah, like with the styrofoam top. Not the styrofoam, but the foam. Just foam.
Sure, yeah, they take the mic off your person's. They hand you a mic. It's connected to a cord, connected to a machine, connected to the van.
Am I doing this whole thing by myself?
No, you're gonna be. We'll walk you through it. Is this your first time?
What, being on camera or being interviewed?
Being interviewed, being on camera, both, I guess.
I've been caught on camera plenty of times, but I've been interviewed plenty of times, but I guess not at the same time. No.
Okay, sure, yeah. Okay, so the microphone is going to provide voice distortion. We'll. Can you? He goes over to the van. We've got you covered basically. If you want to remain anonymous.
Yeah. I mean, I said that. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
It was badass. Are y'all popular though? Do I get a reward, like a little side piece for my information?
Compensation can be given based on the information.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I've seen everything.
Okay, good. Okay, so we're gonna start rolling now. Are you prepared? Are you good?
Sure. I thought we was already gone.
No.
I'm waiting on you at
All
this
right,
point.
you can see the cameraman begins count in 5, 4 begins the count. It begins off like we're live here at Carnegie Hall.
I snatched the microphone out of
Okay.
It was wild. It was crazy. I seen everything. Okay. It was sorry, I had the microphone back. Sorry, I got overexcited.
We have an eyewitness here who has seen everything. Excuse me. What did you see? What exactly happened
Everything.
here? Okay. Would you care to share with our viewers?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, I was just out and about on my bike, at 4, 5, just normal time hours, just driving around on my bike, and then I saw like this motley crew of terrorist hooligans, right? And they were just going crazy, bum rushing the hall, and I didn't know what was going on. They was like down with the gods, and and luckily, there was a god here, and he stopped them. But yeah, they were just going crazy. Fucking security guards were knocked out. There was a dude naked somewhere. I don't know what was going on, but it was crazy. Yeah.
You said that he said down one of the I'm sorry, quote, terrorist hooligans shouted out down with the gods.
Yeah, like they were like, I guess, trying to kill Manspeaker, and can you imagine? Like,
So you believe there was psionic involvement in this?
type what?
Psionic involvement?
Psionic. I don't know what a psionic is.
A Scion.
But-
Scion. You believe the gods were involved in this, or perhaps the Titans themselves?
Well, I don't know. I mean, they look like pretty regular people. It was just like disgruntled and stuff, and just trying to kill gods or whatever. They seem like rebels type stuff, So it was crazy, shoot. But man, he did his thing, and they scattered off running.
So Manspeaker fought these terrorist hooligans off himself.
I mean, I could only assume, honestly. There's a bunch of commotion inside the hall. I couldn't see inside, and I saw him come out unscathed, and everybody was running, and so yeah, it had to be him. Who else could do this? Who else has the power to do this but a god or a Scion, I guess,
Thank you
It's
for your
crazy.
statement, sir. They face back toward the camera and says, there you have it, folks. Live on the scene at Carnegie Hall. Is New York the first step in a war of the gods? More on this story as it develops. Stay tuned. Camera lowers and says, thank you for your statement. If you talk to Dave in the back, he'll get you information for your payment for your information.
I prefer not to leave without payment. So
Okay. We don't carry cash. We can write you a check.
I could,
The
you
station
know,
can write you a check.
if y'all got some equipment, anything I could sell, you know, I'm sure cameras are pretty valuable.
Majin,
But
give me some sort of persuasion roll.
I need something with some substance here before I leave. You said what?
Some sort of persuasion roll. Whatever choice of skill you'd like. And
I'll just use persuasion and
I would say manipulation. I would imagine manipulation, but if you want to make an argument for another attribute, by all means, you may attempt to do so.
cunning.
I can see cunning. Cunning and persuasion.
Gotta get that sweet collateral.
As a reminder, you guys are at 3 momentum.
Copy.
Two, 4, 6, 7 successes.
7 successes. The interviewer, the individual who was on the television with you, says, that's something. If there's old equipment in the van, there shouldn't be, but check with Dave. He'll get you sorted.
All right. Okay, I guess.
You head to the back of the van. Dave is in the back of the van watching screens. That was fucking wild. You say you saw Scions here doing, like, this was terrorists? Hooligans?
Well, yeah, I mean, a motley crew of them. Like, it was crazy. It was wild.
Wild. Absolutely crazy.
Down with the overseers and all that.
I've got the mics rigged up. They said you wanted equipment.
Yeah, they said talk to you about filling out something, but I need something with, like, I need something here. You
Okay.
know?
So, but like cash
I'm like,
isn't...
unless you got cash on you right now.
I mean, I can be compensated by the station. I can give you cash. I don't really have... I mean, I've got like an old camera if you want an older camera, but...
How much is it worth?
I mean, it's professional grade. The only issue is the lens is cracked. That's why we had to kind of... I say old. It was replaced because we haven't gotten the lens cracked fixed yet. I don't know, man. You probably
I'll take it.
Pawn that off, maybe.
They got a tripod and stuff, like.
Yeah, we're square on that.
Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah.
All right, sure, man. And hands you that. Did you want the mics to go with it?
Yeah, I'll take all of that.
All right, sounds good. You now have a news camera along with microphones and tripod.
I waddle back to Gregor and THALIS.
I see you've collected things.
I was paid. I was paid with this.
They paid you with cameras and not cash?
He said he could give me cash, but I doubt he has as much cash as his camera's worth, you know? So.
Yeah, there you go.
Fair enough. Weird, but okay.
So,
At this moment, I'd like to clarify, THALIS, you've made the swap to another THALIS has taken the space of Manspeaker, correct?
Correct. Which tied in with my next question here, because we didn't have camera crews here initially. We do now have camera crews. So that we could potentially
I have a camera and a microphone.
No, so here's what you do. You're trying to ruin his reputation. You can't just have him be a dick after this. What you do is you have him be an over egotistical asshole.
Okay.
People won't like that.
I feel like you guys are overthinking this.
We are. We 100% are.
Absolutely are.
Just be an asshole. That's all.
So
I beat them motherfuckers' asses. Easy peasy. It was like squishing peas.
That's kind of the dude's whole thing. So how do I differentiate that from his, like, this brand of asshole compared to the brand of asshole that he is before?
All right. So because you guys are overthinking this, I'm going to offer an out. All right.
Okay.
THALIS, I'd like you to roll to be an asshole.
Oh, easy enough. So we're gonna go from booty to bootay, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you need here?
Anything you think you would need to be an asshole for your skills, and for your attribute, I'm going to call it presence.
Presence. Okay. I'm thinking presence and empathy on this one. I really want to just rub people the wrong way.
Sure.
Okay.
You have 3 momentum
Beautiful.
if you choose to spend.
Is that all right with everybody if we burn him for this? Got 1 thumbs up.
Go for it.
Katie?
For sure.
Right. Cool.
Go ahead and double it.
Oh, beautiful.
How much are you burning?
Doesn't matter to me.
You guys cool with all 3?
Yeah.
All of it. Burn it.
Okay.
Burn it all.
So add 6 die.
Copy that. So 3 successes initially. And then so a total of 6 successes.
Excellent. On a rate of success that is this godly level of asshole. And much as MAJIN detailed, camera crews reach out to Manspeaker for a statement, and he's ostentatious. He talks about how it was easy. The fucking Motley crew of terrorists, hooligans ain't got dog shit on Manspeaker. He's a god, baby. Ain't nobody touched this god. It's ostentatious, braggadocious. It's a real dick move. He talks about how he thinks them more normal people and how dare normal people think they can step to a god. Yeah, it's not gonna do anything to help his ratings. He's an asshole.
Okay, I like it.
Your guys' scene. Gideon, making your way back, you rejoin your companions if you so choose at this time.
Sure. I will move about relatively unassuming.
Excellent. Donnie and Charles are both gone.
Cool. Charles is taken by the police, so everything goes well there. He should be out in a little bit. Worst case scenario, I'll give a call at like 4.
Should be good. Him and
yeah.
Ramon should be in and out pretty easy.
Was that the guy's name? Ramon?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. In which case, I guess I've got some investigating to do on Manspeaker if anybody wants to come join.
Is there an actual THALIS present?
This is THALIS Prime,
Hello.
yes.
You may wish to determine how best to inform your patron that one of theirs has subjected themselves to self-destruction.
What?
That's quite vague.
Your fellow Donnie is no more.
Oh, what happened to Donnie?
He departed this world,
Donnie's dead?
Like,
in a manner of speaking.
Okay. I need you to be very clear here. Is Donnie dead?
Donnie no longer exists.
Okay, so is this a metaphorical no longer existing? Donnie changed his name and moved to Alaska?
or is this a like cease existence, like Thanos snap, turn to dust, and
I'm gonna call Donnie. He got a cell phone, right?
His essence is no longer Donnie.
Okay, so he changed his name and moved to Alaska, kind of non-existing.
okay, that's
Fake his death, kind of non-existing. Like, I don't know, Thalis, you didn't really get along with him. Could you grease that and just let him have that fake his death thing? It's probably for the best.
Majin, you said you were going to try to call him?
Mm-hmm.
Phone immediately goes to voicemail, which means his phone is either off or destroyed.
What happened to him?
He found another way.
What? Obviously, you know more about Donnie's fate than we do. So if you could
like-
speak,
I can't tell you anything. I can't tell you anything about his fate, for I don't know what is going to happen to him now. It's up to him. and who he will become. I can
Where
tell
did
you
he go to? Who
His-
did he speak to?
Did he get
What did he do?
I brought Donnie to the shore where I spoke with Oceanus, and Oceanus gave him a choice.
Okay, so he's gone Titan.
Okay, that's that is better than dead. Probably.
He's alive? I mean, you'll likely be obligated to kill him next time you see him, but you know, you guys were gonna do that anyways, probably.
As I said, the next time you see whoever it will be, it won't be Donnie.
Okay. Glad we cleared up that you didn't just murder Donnie.
Yeah, that was kind
That-
of the running assumption. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would I murder Donnie?
I don't know.
That's a great question.
Why would you
For all-
bring him to another Titan?
Because he was looking for an out. He was clearly on a path that was destructive. He was lost. He was wayward.
So you just pushed him over the edge.
No, I didn't push him anywhere.
Just gave him a little incentive. A little guidance.
No, I didn't guide him anywhere. Again, he was made an offer.
And is he happy with it?
It's not for anyone to say.
Hmm.
But for someone whose life was spent in pain and servitude, I imagine that there are a number of alternatives that would have seemed more apt,
Well,
preferable.
indeed. Nope. But in the meantime, we shall wish him the best. At least I will.
It's very big of you.
I don't understand why this is a point of concern. I was merely making you aware of the situation, considering it's your patron and they will likely be made aware of the severed connection that will follow. And will likely have questions.
Yeah, we were
Answer
just
them as
trying
you
to make.
see-
Yeah,
answer
we
them
were
as you
just
see
trying.
fit.
We were just trying to make sure you didn't kill Donnie.
Again,
So we were being cryptic about it.
why would I kill? I was being honest about it. It is literally what happened. He is destroyed. He is gone.
So see, English is a funny language. That sometimes one word has multiple meanings, and sometimes those meanings are good than others. When you
Yeah.
say you destroyed something.
You could mean murdered it.
If I had killed him, I would say that I killed Donnie and I left his body somewhere, or I would have brought it to you. I tend to speak plainly.
What's the next course of action?
I gotta wait for Charles to get through questioning, which will likely require smoothing over. Manspeaker had a boat. I'm inclined to check that out. He didn't own it, so he probably stole it. So he might have something there.
You could head there now and then go check on Charles. Is the boat close?
It's in the harbor.
The boat is probably a suitable idea, considering it is very likely that
Says
some
Charles.
sea travel will be required in the near future.
Okay.
That's fair.
So,
That's fair.
as it stands, Charles is going to be processed for the next hour and a half. It's like 4 in the morning. They're not going to do fast processing on him, so.
No. And knowing Charles, he's going to be a thorn in the side of every single step of the bureaucracy. I would expect nothing less.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right. Off
Yep.
to the harbor.
Off to the harbor. And then I'm going to point to one of the Thalises. We're getting a boat. We need some rum.
Don't. No, we're not getting a boat. We're investigating a boat.
Oh. Still get the rum.
All right.
And away we go.
You guys all making your way toward the harbor?
Yep.
Yeah, as we're walking, I'm going to talk to Majin. You seem to take issue with the path that was offered to Donnie. What are your concerns?
Nothing. It's nothing, man. He's dead.
Very well.
Yes.
I leave it at that.
You guys head back to the van just in time as people are gesturing toward it and telling them that someone needs to move it so they can set up the news crews. The police can properly establish a larger line as people are a little bit too close to Carnegie Hall. Now you are dealing with gatherers, people that are the looky-loos and making their way over, getting in the way of ambulances and things. However, they've been unable to get near the van as there's a rabid dog, as they say, within it that is growling and sort of clawing at the glass.
Open it, where the dog is. He presumably jumps out, catches him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, come on. Well, don't worry. We're going to get going. Thalis, do you mind driving?
Certainly.
Cool. I've got to do a thing.
I shall drive.
What thing are you doing, Gregor?
I got to use disturbing visions. I'm low on legend. And an awareness. So I might as well get both back. Cost free, duration instant, so I assume you want me to describe it, yeah?
Yes, please. This is something you haven't used before.
Alright, by reading the scripts of the Mythos realms and inscribing arcane geometries, sitting down with the book, you can receive a vision from the Mythos. This vision is a compulsion, something the gods want you to do for them for promised benefit afterwards. The request replaces the character's short-term deed with something achievable within the session. Disturbing visions should only be usable once per session. Exact request can be anything, whether it's esoteric deeds, something simply strange. Typically, characters stumbling across disputed far-flung cults or some rites because of the pictures that are revealed.
Looking for a new path for yourself, Gregor. Something that... what the next step is.
Yeah, more or less. Because
This is
trying not to reach towards the king's part of the mythos in this.
This is not a request. Sleep. You fall unconscious. We'll get to you very shortly.
Okay.
Majin, you are riding alongside the van, yes?
Yeah, I would have thrown the camera and microphones and stuff in the van.
Understood. Thalis, you are driving. Gideon, are you in the van or are you running along?
We don't have a whole lot of momentum, so I'm not going to bother riding in the van. So I will make my way along the way.
Understood.
Depends on how fast they're going, really. If they're not speeding, then I don't have to leave a wake of destruction.
I would imagine driving relatively within the speed limits and laws. Thalis, I will detail. You see in the rear view, Gregor is reading. Suddenly he takes the mask that he pulled from the man speaker's back room. And as he places it on his face, he falls backwards, unconscious. You drive, you travel, you make your way to the harbor. As you arrive, Majin, a phone call is coming through.
Hello?
Hey, bro. Mission
Oh,
accomplished, I guess?
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, the news is covering it. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. We're headed to his boat, checking it out, see if he has anything. But yeah. Wow, what's up? Everything all right?
I just wanted to check on you, man. It's weird stories, you know? Motley crew of terrorist hooligans.
Yeah. You know, they probably got a Reddit page out there somewhere.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for those terrorist hooligans. Are you guys? Oh man, are you? This is so it's pretty loud. Are you guys sure you guys are good? You guys need extraction or what?
Nah, we're good. Maybe.
Hmm.
I'll let you know if they don't release them soon. So
All right. Well, job well done, man. We don't have anything immediately. Not for your group, at least. You're welcome to come back anytime.
yeah, I might. I'll let you know. I'll let you know what we find at the boat.
All right.
And
Bro.
once Charles gets released, yeah, I'll probably head that way.
All right. Be safe. I don't know what you're gonna find there. Just be on your guard.
Later.
Later.
Those terrorist hooligans.
Peddling kids.
Just make your way to the boat.
I heard there was meth involved.
MAJIN, Gideon, THALIS, you arrive. Gregor, you are unconscious. You all see Gregor is unconscious, wearing the strange mask.
Where the fuck this come from?
He found it in Manspeaker's thing.
And he put the fucking mask on? I try to snatch it off.
And there goes his face.
It doesn't come off.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
You're surprised by this? This is remarkable somehow?
No, honestly, it's not. Oh, god damn it! How long he's been like this?
Few minutes into the drive. He was sitting there reading a book, then he put the mask on, and he's been asleep since then.
Where is this boat that he was referring to? I mean, if he's going to be taking a nap, can't we just leave him with his dog while we take a look?
God.
It's a pretty capable dog.
After what just happened with you, I'd rather solve this face thing because I hate for him to shoot us in the back as soon as we leave.
That is fair. That is fair.
What just happened with who?
Wait.
You see how bad I'm fucked up, Gideon? This is because of you.
Because of me.
You don't remember none of that.
Because of me.
You did.
Your body.
You kind of kicked our ass. Is plural.
What otherworldly powers decide to do with my body when they take them over is their own business.
That's fair, but see, that's what we're concerned of with this mask.
Do we have
Otherworldly powers.
anything that could? Do y'all have? I don't. Do we have like a screwdriver? Maybe a flathead? We could pry it off.
I mean, I could pry it off, but I don't know that he'll survive it.
Survival is preferable.
He's like knocked out, dead asleep.
He's fully unconscious.
Is it some kind of adhesive? Like, does anybody have any nail polish remover? Is this like a college prank, where somebody super glues your hand to something?
Well, I'm assuming he would be distraught if we just destroyed it.
Well, yes. But that's why I wasn't sure if we could just use that and kind of peel it off.
How long? Go ahead.
Why don't we just bring him with us and restrain him?
Yeah, let's do that.
You could do that.
I pick him up.
Should we try splashing some water on his face, see if that wakes him up?
Go ahead. I hold his face at you.
Okay.
Give him a couple
I'm
slaps.
just gonna grab a water bottle, unscrew it, slap him across the face, and splash water.
You slap the mask, you splash water on the mask. Gregor does not awaken.
Yeah, I just throw him over my shoulder.
Okay.
He's not particularly dense, so this really shouldn't be a problem.
I tried.
Understood. You guys all making your way up to the ship.
Yeah, what kind of boat are we talking about? Is it like a luxury cruiser? Is it like a day boat? Are we talking like a pontoon? Like
It is a large ship. Old,
freight?
like pirate.
Oh,
What?
Wooden
The f-
sails. Immaculate. Looks like it's been very painstakingly restored.
I can
Likely
get
could be a
behind
tourist attraction if need be.
this is definitely more my speed. Nothing to malfunction. Things are generally mid.
Besides the wood part, yeah, you're very fiery. I'm just saying.
If I need to be.
Fair.
It looks not exactly like man of war. It looks like an explorer's vessel, as if
Scouting vessel.
yeah, used to go on some scientific expeditions back in the olden days and all that good stuff.
Okay.
It's immaculate.
Does it actually seem old?
It is very, like I said, painstakingly restored. The wood
I-
looks. Go on.
I will open my eyes to ships like this tend to have stories, so I'm going to open my eyes to those who might have died here and see if perhaps there are any sailors or previous occupants or even unwitting passengers who died that remain.
There
Here.
are a great number of souls aboard this vessel, Gideon. Many people have died aboard this ship. There are sailors, soldiers, scientists, all from different ages. This vessel is teeming with spirits.
Who speaks for you all? I gesture to no one.
None step forward.
Good.
Who are you talking to?
And we shall speak for you. The dead who reside here in droves. They are aimless.
I'll trust you.
All right.
You guys make your way up to the ship. As you do so, we peek into the slumber of Gregor DeWitt. Gregor, you sleep. And you dream. Where are you, Gregor? Where does your mind cast you when you sleep?
It's either some esoteric nightmare bullshit, something where something mundane just terrifies me, like cats, or it's the weird kind of dreams where you're in a situation that doesn't plausibly make sense. However, for you, everything makes perfect sense. Like you've got to fly this car to the moon to get the sword to the princess so she can slay the dragon.
Someone's shouting at you, Gregor. Get in the fucking submarine.
Yep.
You get in the submarine. You are manning some sort of cannon, it seems. Some sort of... It shouldn't exist. It's on an awning. The water is all around you. You're fighting off giant squids on some strange expedition. Out of the corner of your eye, as you're going to reload, there's a staircase that leads somewhere. It goes off into the ocean, leading nowhere.
That's weird.
Even in your dream state, you know that this is peculiar.
I'm gonna walk over to it in the middle of the raging battle with the squids.
Down, down it goes. Do you walk?
Yeah. Yeah.
1, 2, 10. Eventually you are dry. Eventually 70 steps. You arrive in this strange cavern. It's been worked and smoothed. There are paintings and sculptures carved into the walls. They look like gods. You are no longer clothed. You are alone.
Hello?
Step forward.
I do so.
2 entities emerge in front of you. Formless. You will be judged. Welcome, dreamer. You may ask us any question you wish.
In which case, where am I?
You are within the Cavern of Flame.
Why am I here?
You have sought this place.
I did come down the stairs that led directly here, so fair enough. What am I being judged for?
You have been judged. You may pass if you wish.
What is beyond?
You must see for yourself.
Fair enough. I get the feeling this is one of Dad's dreams, so I shall go ahead and pass.
These formless beings extend what could be an arm, and they gesture you toward the back of the cavern. There you see a pillar of flame, an opening into a back, smaller chamber.
I'll
You
go
must
ahead and
pass through the
proceed.
fire to pass into the back of the chamber. Do you do so?
Yeah.
You emerge unscathed. There is a small vestibule. 2 tables made of some green stone. Malachite, it seems. On one lies various bits of clothing, including some that are familiar to you, your clothing. On the other, there's food, supplies, guns, your gun, your holster.
That's odd. I go and, dress and equip.
You see the back of this smaller chamber. There is another staircase.
Said I had to see for myself what lies beyond, so I descend.
You descend. 1, 10, 100, 300, 700 steps. you emerge in a world foreign to you. And that is where we'll end today's session for Scion Godsend. Thank you so much for watching, friends. We're glad to be back. Before we depart, before we take our leave, let's have promotions and things. Anyone have anything to plug?
I do.
Ooh, what you got?
Yeah. So, I'm LECO Rodriguez. I'm a certified personal trainer specialized in weight loss and body recomposition. If you've ever done like any generic or one size fits all fitness plans or fad diets that are pretty much guaranteed to fail, visit teamleco.com for a free consultation because, fitness tends to be a pretty personalized and, one size fits all doesn't really work for anybody. You can also follow me on Twitter at TeamLeco, TeamLeco, and reach out either via DM if you want to ask questions. I'm happy to answer them either in DMs or publicly.
I can attest to the success of Team LECO. I've lost a fair bit of weight already, working with our fine compatriot here. Yeah, it's fantastic, and it is a very personalized experience. It's pretty great. It's probably the only thing that that has stuck. I am part of the group that has kind of started and stopped a million times, and having someone hold you accountable and kind of but kind of do it as a very supportive way is very new and very strange. It's very cool. I would very much recommend a lot of 5-star review from me. And I've posted the link in the chat as well if you guys are interested. Yeah, so thank you for that. It's much appreciated. Give him a check, give him a look, and a shout out and all that good stuff. Anyone else have anything to plug?
I don't exist.
Not at the moment.
Even
no.
more so. Excellent. All right, well, let's jump right into it. It's been a while since I've done this. I'm gonna fuck this up. We of course have been the Rolling Nomads. Already fuck. Damn, dude, so quick. We of course have been the Rolling Nomads. You can find us on Twitter at _Rolling Nomads, where that's the best way to keep up to date with our programming, our scheduling, all that good stuff. Also on Hive, which I forgot to post on today, at Rolling Nomads. For when we're going live, our schedule changes, any cancellations, any schedule changes, new programming, all that good stuff. You can find us over on our own Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Rolling Nomads, for our Friday game of what used to be Vampire. We're in between seasons right now. We're going to be starting up a Hunter Chronicle, not this Friday, but next Friday. Very soon here, as a sort of interim to see what has happened in the World of Darkness, given the role of our saints and our Sabbat pack in Mexico City. And that is at 5:30 p.m. Friday Mountain Standard Time, starting not this Friday, but next Friday. Of course, right here on twitch.tv/The Onyx Path, we do Scion Godsend right here at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. It's a good time, and as you guys can see, we're getting into more weird shit. Manspeaker may be dead, but Mythos shit ain't gonna stop. The Mythos train keeps on chugging. Along with that, Titan shit, weird Titan shit. Oceanus made an appearance today, and Donnie is fucking gone. So that's neat. Never seen somebody sacrifice a Scion before. That's gonna be cool. Yeah, and that's right here at twitch.tv/The Onyx Path at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, Scion Godsend. 2 hours after this ends at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, we have our D&D campaign, Cold on Our Twitch's Wit, run by our illustrious Dungeon Master, David, who plays Thalis. We are investigating a murder. We think a child may be involved. The child's probably involved. We don't know what's exactly going on. We're going to figure it out, though.
Let's listen. The child isn't murdered. We suspect they are the committer, not the one who was killed. Just so that's clear.
Yes, and also...
also, possibly they might be a werewolf.
Yeah, so that's us for programming currently. We have some gaming stuff over on Mondays. It's kind of... We're still finalizing a schedule for gaming and stuff. My New Year's target was to have a schedule by this week. It didn't happen, so I'm going to have it done by next week, I promise. Yeah, but the best way to keep up to date with our stuff is, of course, on Twitter and Hive. at _Rolling Nomads and at Rolling Nomads, respectively. Where can you
All-
find these episodes? Over on our YouTube, of course. Scion, Godsend, Book of Saints, and Cold and Twitch's Wit are all available on YouTube right now over on youtube.com/Rolling Nomads. We upload every Tuesday and Thursday. Yeah, I really fucked this up, and it's been a while, so I'll get back into it very soon. Anyone else have anything to plug before we dip out?
I don't
No.
exist.
I think you covered it, man.
All right. Well, we're not going to clog up the Onyx Path's airspace more than we have to, so we appreciate you guys very much. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the session. We will see you guys next time. Same place, same time, same Scions. We'll see you then.
We're actually leaving on time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Bye.
good.
Bye.